Welcome to Thursday at 3. I'm Pastor David, and I'm here today with Pastor Philip. And I am pumped to share with you a great opportunity that's coming up during this season of Lent. Pastor Philip, welcome.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Good. And tell me, I hear that we have a tremendous opportunity coming to connect into community and to grow deeper in our walk as followers of Jesus. We've talked about disciples as those who center themselves or are centering themselves on the love of God and love of neighbor in belief and action. And this opportunity, I think, is going to fit right in there. Tell us what's happening.
Well, it's really a great season to do this because the Lenten season is all about preparing for Easter. It's all about moving towards the Easter season. And so for the time of Lent, many times in your life and in my life, we give up something for the time of Lent. And then we actually add in maybe another spiritual practice. But it's a real individual thing that we do.
So I give up dishes every Lent. That's what I do, just to help with that. That's not what you're talking about, is it?
Right. I give up green beans. So,
okay, fair. Yeah, okay. But that's not what you're talking about.
No, absolutely not. It's a fasting from something that really makes room in our life for a spiritual practice. And if we're going to do that, we should probably have accountability or have some kind of group that works around one another to say, hey, this is important, not just for me individually as a Christian, but me as a follower of Jesus in community. And so having community at this time, just having someone who can say, hey, I'm praying for you. How can I pray for you more? This is so incredibly important. And there's no better time than one, right now coming out of the pandemic, and two, this Lenten season where we are trying something new, to get involved in something like this.
So break that down a little bit. I hear the word accountability. That always scares me a little bit. Though accountability, of course, is really what I put on myself. Others are not going to beat me with a noodle if I, but what are you specifically talking about in terms of having accountability and people that pray for me?
Right. We're talking about 5 to 8 people that meet on a weekly basis during Lent. So the 6 weeks of the Lenten season moving up to Easter. And for those 6 weeks, you'll meet for either in person or on Zoom, and you'll meet for, maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes, not a long period of time. There's no Bible study that's involved. This is an opportunity for you to talk about three main questions, and those questions kind of center around some ideas that might help you. So one is, tell me a story, tell me something that's going on in your life, a positive or a negative that's going on with your fasting from something. So you're just kind of sharing with one another, how is it going? And then share with me or the group, about this new practice that you're doing. And how's that going? Is it going well? Is it not going well? This is a safe space for you to kind of say, hey, I'm either struggling or I'm doing really good. Things are going well. And then finally, how can we be a people that pray for one another? This isn't a group that's going to say, hey, tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. This is a group that's saying, I want to be there for you during this time. I want to walk with you on this journey. I want to help you become a better follower of Jesus during this time.
I really appreciate you clarifying this. So I don't have to be a biblical scholar. I don't have to do hours and hours and hours of preparation. I'm not going to therapy laying it out, but I'm having a chance, as I hear you, to say, I can share this journey with somebody else at the level I'm willing to share, and have them say, I care for you and this is important. And that sounds awesome, because I know so often the fact that I put myself into that relationship gives me drive to want to follow through. And that's the accountability piece. So
it's so incredibly important to be in relationship. We talk about that a lot right now, about what discipleship means. But it's so easy to make Christianity an individual sport when it was always meant to be run in relationship and
Yeah.
in community.
So how do I get involved in this? How do I say I'm in?
Well,
Do I have secret formula, secret password, handshake?
Yeah, in the next week, we're going to have a website up. It's fumcwp.org/Lent 2022. So you can be looking for that. And on that website, you'll be able to look at all the groups we have available right now. And all you have to do is say, oh, I can do a Zoom group on Tuesday nights. Sure, I can do that. Or I can do an in-person group on Thursday.
Right.
Sure. Let's do it. And all you have to do is click and sign up, and you're in, and somebody will be in contact with you. It's that simple.
That's awesome. So it strikes me that there's the opportunity for me in my own journey as I'm seeking to grow in the likeness of Christ, center myself on the love of God and love of neighbor in my belief and actions. But there's also an opportunity for me to help others do that just by being present, or even by leading, perhaps. Are there opportunities to lead?
This is a great way to lead, and actually a very easy way to lead in the church. I can't think of many opportunities in the church that
Right.
are more simple than this. But when you think about small group leading, a lot of times maybe you think you have to be a biblical scholar, or you have to know all of this stuff. But this is literally getting in a group and asking 3 questions every week. And once you're done with those 3 questions, you're done. There's no prep work. There's no I have to figure out all of these things to say. It's, hey,
Yeah.
I am a facilitator that are getting these people together. So if you want to lead one of these groups, I will actually walk you through a training that's going to be in a couple of weeks. And it's very simple, the training is, but I'll talk you through all of that. But if you want to lead, we will have an email address in the comments of this video, so that you can email me and be a part of doing this, because we can let you sign up to be virtual or in person. You can sign up to choose your own day. Whatever works for you, we will make it work.
Sounds like you've made it really, really easy to connect to that. It strikes me that this is a little different than, let's say, other times in the past. It's not the latest, greatest study or latest author. It feels a lot more to me like some of what the original Methodists did in terms of just doing life together. Am I picking that up correctly?
This is exactly what the original Methodists did. This is in the original days, it was called the class meeting, but what we are calling it now is just a group of that is working together as for accountability, and that's what they were doing. They were just checking in on one another. There's no Bible study. Bible studies are great. I absolutely love Bible studies.
Sure.
This is not that. This is a time for relational connectivity.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I look back in my walk and my life and my journey and work to centering my life on love of God and love of neighbor. And I can point to the times that I've been in a community of a few others that have been some of the most fruitful times. Not that we were gaining knowledge, but that we were doing life together as people on this common road. And together we were able to do far more than I would have done on my own. It was able to lift us up to doing greater things. And so I'm just curious, in terms of your own journey, how has being in this kind of relationship been important for you?
Yeah, these relationships are actually the most important things that I have seen in my own personal life. And from small groups that meet in person to actually during COVID, I had a group that met on Zoom, and it was so powerful to just be able to know, hey, these guys are going to be on this screen, and we're going to have a chance to talk with one another. And as long as you keep that group small, it works. You get a little bigger, it doesn't work very well. But 5 or 6 people on a Zoom, that's a really great place to be. So it's powerful when you are connecting with one another, because that's the piece there is, when I was younger in my relationship with Jesus, I really felt like Christianity was an individual relationship. It was just me and God, and we were doing our thing. But as I've grown, I've realized, and I think COVID has really played a role in that, in realizing that Christianity has to be, following Jesus has to be a relational thing that we do, because it is only through community that we can grow closer to Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree. As I read, like we're reading through the Gospel of Mark and staff and in my small group, and as you reread the Gospels, you find that following Jesus isn't a simple, easy thing. It's something that requires dedication and commitment, and something that requires us to do it together. So I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for putting this together. I'm excited about what's going to come, and learn from how our walk together will go.
And I'm not just setting them up. I'm actually going to be doing some small groups myself as a part of this. And because I really believe in this, I believe that this is important. I'm looking forward to the relationships I build in the groups that I have. So
fantastic. Well, I'll be looking for that website.
Great.
And well, we'll look for everybody in church.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
God bless.